Hey guys, it's Stacy with Chapter 6. Today I'm here with another review. This one is over the Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa. This is the first book in the Blood of Eden series. So in this world, vampires have taken over. They use humans as blood cattle. Vampires live in a city, and then around the city is what's called the Fringe. That's where they keep humans. Humans have to register and give blood, I think every month. And then there's some humans who are unregistered, meaning they refuse to give blood, and they have to hide and have to scavenge for food, because if you're registered and you give blood, then you then get food. Allison is one of the unregistered humans. There's the sophisticated vampires, and then there's the rabbits. Allison then is attacked by them, and she's given a choice to become a vampire, the thing that she hates most, or die. So I think the synopsis kind of hits all the main plot points in it. So if you have not read it and you want to read it, I would recommend right now not to read the synopsis. I think it gives a little too much away. The things that I just gave you in the review goes about halfway down through the synopsis. So to let you know, there is a prequel book to this, and it's called Till the World Ends, and that book is where you get to see the actual red lung virus hit. It's also on audio tape, but on audio tape it has a different title. It's called Dawn of Eden, but it's the same story just on audiobook. I don't know why they switched the name. I was really excited for this book. Julie Kagawa is one of my favorite fae writers. I love her. I've met her. She's sweet as can be. I love her writing. You know, if you've been around for a while, that I love vampires. I don't know what it is about them. I just can't get enough of them. So I figured with the meeting of one of my favorite mythical writers with one of my favorite mythical creatures would just be like an explosion of awesomeness that would just blow my mind. I thought the book was okay. I thought it was a good start to the series. A lot of good things happen. And don't get me wrong, I did really like the book. I didn't hear any hype around the book before I read it, so it wasn't that somebody else overhyped me. I completely, all on myself, this mistake falls upon me, overhyped myself. Had good elements in it. I did really like the characters, and I did really like the world. I like that she created a new world instead of going off another vampire world that had already been created. I really like those two aspects of it. But I just expected a lot more out of it. And I really did think that the vampire world didn't have much more to give us concept-wise, and Julie pulled out another one. I really do like the concept. I like the fact that vampirism is a red lung disease instead of just like being bit in your blood system. I also really like that humans are kept as cattle instead of like vampires. You kind of think of them as a savage monster that will just eat and devour everything. No, they have one that's a more civilized version that's smart enough to keep humans around because that's your food supply. And then you also have the rabbits, who are the mindless monsters that we have come to love and know. I really trust Julie Kagawa's writing and imagination, and when I did talk to her, she said that she incorporated a lot of manga imagination into her writing. I didn't really feel that aspect that much in this series as I did the Iron Fae, but I feel like that this series is going to take off really fast and really strong in the second one. I feel like this was just the groundwork. And when you're laying down the groundwork, it doesn't get that exciting. And yes, I overhype myself, I do know this. But I feel like this series is going to be a good one. I feel like it's going to be one of the better vampire series out there. So I just cannot wait to get to the second one. And I predict that I know for sure. See, there I go again. I'm overhyping myself for the second one. I need to stop. And let me give you a little bit more without spoiling. If you think that the concept is not as unique as I do, Julie dives into the concept a little bit more, where she makes it a little bit more interesting, and she gives more details on what has happened in the aftermath of the red lung virus. So it gets a little bit more complicated than what I just gave you, but I'm not going to tell you what because I don't want to spoil. But on the level of vampire writing, it is one of my favorite vampire series is Vampire Academy. The series so far is second to Vampire Academy, and this is only book 1. Closing thoughts, just expect the book to be good. Expect it to be good. The magic has not happened yet, in my opinion, and I really did expect it to happen in book 1, but it is still really good. So I highly do recommend this series, especially if you are a vampire lover. You will love this series. I'm really rooting for this one, and the last series I really rooted for and really wanted to be good was the Halo trilogy, and that trilogy sucked. So I'm really trying not to overdo it and get myself too invested into the series, because I was heartbroken at the end of Heaven. I was like, really? I rooted for you and you let me down. I don't want to be too much of a cheerleader for the Blood of Eden series, just in case it is also another big letdown, because I don't think I can take that emotionally again. I'm going to go ahead and go into the read or not to read or not to read. It's a very short one. Question 1 is, do you like vampires? This is a double question. Have you read The Iron Fate, and if you did you like it? Yes. If you haven't read it, just say the no. Did you want to read this book before you watch this video? So for me, I got 3 yeses because I did want to read this book before I reviewed it. So I know that's weird. But anyways, there's just certain books that you can tell from the obvious clues if it's going to be for you or not. If you hate vampires, then obviously you should skip this series. I hope you liked my review over the Immortal Rules by Julie Kakawa, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.